Yeah. Hair flip. Yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I don't like it. Hair flip. Yeah. Oh my god. So you guys should be happy. Oh my goodness. Hair flip. But anyways, hair flip. And hair flipping on these hoes. Hi.
Rapper dies during bisexual three-way. He jumped off a balcony to hide from his wife. Kevin Nascimento Bueno aka MC Kevin Photo. Composite Instagram Brazilian rapper Kevin Nascimento Bueno, who performed as MC Kevin, fell to his death in Rio de Janeiro after he jumped off a balcony and plunged several floors. Bueno was having a threesome with his friend, Victor Fontanelli, and fashion model Bianca Dominguez in a hotel room when someone knocked on the door. Bueno thought it was his wife and bolted.
Rapper dies after jumping off a balcony to hide from his wife during bisexual three-way. A popular Brazilian rapper died after jumping from a balcony to escape his wife, who he believed was about to catch him in the midst of a bisexual threesome. Kevin Nascimento Bueno, better known as MC Kevin, was said to have fallen several stories from a hotel room in Rio de Janeiro while fleeing a threesome he was having with his friend, Victor, and fashion model Bianca. After hearing a knock on the door, Bueno freaked out and jumped rather than face his wife. MC Kevin was, hanging out, normal day, hanging out with a friend, and him and this friend meet this girl on the beach. She just happens to be a model. They bring her up to the room to have a threesome. Now, allegedly, the threesome was literally between all three of them. All three of them were having sex with one another. So Kevin had been ignoring his wife's phone calls and her text messages. And she allegedly was on the site of the hotel looking for him. There was a knock on the door. He hears this knock. He freaks out and he goes to not jump, like literally plummet to his death, but there was more so of a balcony, like right underneath. And he was trying to swing from the balcony on the floor that he was on, which was 7 floors up, and swing onto the 6th floor, like right below. And in the process of trying to do that, he fell. And that is how he plummeted to his death. Now, his wife was on scene and she was there. She saw him, very distraught. She allegedly got into a physical altercation with the model that he was having a threesome with. And they weren't married long. They were married about 3 weeks, three and a half weeks. So once again, rest in peace to MC Kevin and our condolences. John Travolta. John Travolta has been hiding gay rumors for a very long time. There are a lot of things that have come forward that he's paid to go away. John has never stated that he's gay or bisexual. He's never stated these things. So let's get into all the people that beg to differ with Mr. Travolta. Cruise worker accuses John Travolta of sexual assault. A cruise ship attendant claimed in a federal lawsuit that John Travolta sexually assaulted him during a Caribbean cruise in 2009. According to the court documents filed last week, Fabian Zanzi, who said he was assigned to be Travolta's personal attendant, accused the actor of harmful and offensive contact by removing his bathrobe, grabbing plaintiff's hand, and forcing his naked person and erect penis against plaintiff's person, the complaint said. This is another ludicrous lawsuit with inane claims, Travolta lawyer Martin Singer said. It is obvious that Mr. Zanzi and his lawyers are looking for their 15 minutes of fame. Another lawsuit filed by two male massage therapists in April accused Travolta of sexual assault in hotels in Los Angeles and Atlanta. Those plaintiffs withdrew their suit after firing their lawyer and hiring Los Angeles attorney Gloria Allred to handle their case. Allred said that at the time she was considering refiling their complaints in another court. Singer called those charges ridiculous and denied media reports the actor had considered paying to settle the lawsuit. Zanzi's suit, filed Thursday in U.S. District Court in Los Angeles, claims the sexual assault happened on board the Royal Caribbean cruise ship Enchantment of the Sea in June 2009. The actor came on to the personal attendant after he delivered food to his room. The suit said Travolta complained of pain in his neck and asked Zanzi to touch it. As Zanzi approached, Travolta dropped his bathrobe and became completely naked, the suit said. Travolta proceeded to forcefully embrace the plaintiff, it said, causing plaintiff to continue to experience pain, shock, embarrassment, distress, and fear. He told Zanzi that he was beautiful and asked the plaintiff to take me. I will take care of you, please, the complaint said. When Zanzi asked to be released from the embrace, Travolta maintained a hard and painful grasp on the plaintiff's hands, the suit said. The suit described the contact as non-consensual, inappropriate, extreme, and outrageous. Travolta offered Zanzi $12,000 for his discretion and silence, telling him to return to the suite later that night to collect the money, the suit said. Instead, Zanzi, in a state of pain, shock, and embarrassment, distress, and fear, immediately reported the incident to the ship's director, human sources, and the resources manager, and the staff captain, and the suit said. John Travolta had 6-year gay affair with me, California pilot Doug Gotterba alleges in report that actor Camp calls ridiculous. The California pilot, who claims he had a high-flying gay affair with actor John Travolta, is airing new details about their alleged 6-year relationship. In a National Enquirer story labeled Ridiculous by Travolta's camp, pilot Doug Gotterba says he first met the Grease star in February 1981 when he interviewed for a pilot job. By September, they were lovers. His quote, "I know the date the affair began because I still have the logbook and records," Gotterba, 62, told the Enquirer. He said they flew to Monterey, California, together and shared a fantastic bottle of Merlot wine over dinner at the Highlands Resort in Carmel. His quote, "I got the sense I was being courted," Gotterba said. As we walked from the restaurant back to the room, John suddenly said, "Hey, would you like a massage?" Gotterba said he expected the invitation, and the massage quickly led to sex. His quote, "John was gentle but very passionate. The next day he told me with a big smile on his face, 'I really enjoyed last night,'" Gotterba told the Enquirer. He said Travolta, 58, took him on more romantic trips to Hawaii, Amsterdam, and Kenya. His quote, "Sometimes he'd bring women along as beards, but he would ask me to join him in his suite and we'd spend nights together. It's our little secret," Gotterba claimed. The pilot said he encouraged Travolta to get a girlfriend as a cover, and that's when he started dating actor Brooke Shields. There was no chemistry between them. They smiled for a few cameras and everyone assumed they were a couple, he said. The affair ended in 1986 after growing tensions, Garba said. He showed up to my door many times unannounced to check on me, the pilot told the Inquirer. He'd disappear into my bedroom and then go into my drawers. He tried to catch me cheating on him. He said Travolta would ignore him for days if he didn't drop to be with him at a moment's notice. Their last meeting was the years that led into 1992 after Travolta married Kelly Preston. His quote, "We were making small talk when suddenly I blurted out, 'So John, tell me, now that you're married, do you still prefer men or women?' Garba said he asked. 'Well, Doug, I still prefer men,' Travolta replied, according to Garba. The Inquirer reports the following 3 months after the two anonymous masseurs, John Doe 1 and John Doe 2, filed and later dropped federal lawsuits claiming Travolta groped them during massages. The first Doe withdrew his claim after Travolta proved he was in New York the day of the alleged Beverly Hills attack. Travolta's camp immediately dismissed the Inquirer's interview with Garba. This ridiculous so-called news story is a retread of a story published a few weeks ago by the same desperate supermarket tabloid. The same tabloid that impossibly claimed that John Travolta had an encounter with John Doe in Beverly Hills when he was actually on the East Coast working on a movie, John's rep said in the statement Wednesday. My only question as SeanDavieWay to John Travolta and his camp, what about John Doe 2? Say John Doe 1 did lie. What about John Doe 2? Does that make him innocent? I think not. And it's also rumored that John Doe 1 came back and recanted part of the story so that it can make it seem as if John Travolta was in another state. Allegedly, John Doe 1 did get a significant payout, and it was definitely off of the record. He kind of just removed himself from everything. He did not die. He's still alive. So clearly there was a payout. Because the very next day of the accusation, John Travolta was in another state. So John was trying to make it seem like he was already there, which was total bullshit. So moving right along. Jared Leto. Leto has been the topic of gay rumors for years and has even fueled them by saying that he's gay as a goose and that he regrets not having sex with Colin Farrell when he had the chance. Recently, Alexis Arquette claimed that she had sex with Leto before she transitioned and described his penis as being big as a Praetorian Guard's helmet. Leto hasn't confirmed that the two hooked up, but he did grab that helmet on stage in Toronto. Now, I am all for a bromance. I do believe that two men can be close, they can be extremely friendly, they can be affectionate, with each other without being labeled as gay or bisexual. But when it comes to Colin Farrell and when it comes to Jared Leto, they are really close, closer than most. If you look at these pictures, them holding hands, them going to events together, them being extremely close with one another, definitely states something else. And they worked on the movie Alexander together. Jared Leto has never stated that he is straight. And the same thing with Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell has, he may kind of wing towards, I'm more so of a heterosexual male, just because these men get married and have kids, it doesn't truly mean anything. It just means that they're married and they have kids. It doesn't mean that they don't do things on the side or had already been prior in, gauging in things before they got married or into set relationships. Colin does have kids. Jared does not. Jared is not married. Colin was. He did get divorced. He does have a famous sex tape with a black Playboy model, beautiful girl, that he ended up having a tape with. Shout out to Colin for that. But once again, they're really close. So this can look like something different. I mean, the hand holding, the getting extremely close, the kissing each other on the cheek, and a lot of other things. So once again, this does look a little bisexual. Just saying. Malcolm X. If this one comes as a surprise, it shouldn't. Malcolm X's bisexuality is more than just a question of truth and historical fact. Activist Peter Tatchell wrote in The Guardian in 2009, his quote, "There has never been any black person of similar global prominence and recognition who has been publicly known to be gay or bisexual. The fierce black activist is not the straight man his Nation of Islam colleagues have claimed. Bruce Perry's biography, Malcolm, The Life of a Man Who Changed Black America, details Malcolm's many same-sex relationships. He even was a sex worker for at least a decade. Although he married a woman and apparently ended his affairs with men, that does not erase his bisexual identity, and neither will we. For the biography Malcolm, The Life of a Man Who Changed Black America, author Bruce Perry interviewed more than 400 people who knew Malcolm and of his bisexuality. The book documents the civil rights pioneer's many same-sex relations and his stint as a sex worker, which allegedly spanned at least a 10-year period from his mid-teens into his 20s. Malcolm X was gay for pay, new book says. Before any of us in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender communities laud Malcolm X as our new gay icon or castigate him for being a black heterosexist nationalist on the down low, we might need to closely examine the recent revelation for a period in his life. Malcolm X engaged in same-sex relationships. Also, before any of us in the African American community dismiss these assertions as part and parcel of a racist conspiratorial propaganda machine that is out to discredit our brother Malcolm, we need to at least hear these nagging claims. And this time, hear them coming from one of our own. Manning Marable, a renowned and respected African-American historian and social critic for Columbia University. Sadly, Marable died April 1st, just days before the release of his magnum opus, an exhaustive new 594-page biography, Malcolm X, A Life of Reinvention, on April 4th, which also marks the anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination in 1968. His assertions in the book, combining through 6,000 pages of FBI files obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, records the Central Intelligence Agency, State Department, and New York District Attorney's Office, as well as his interviews with members of Malcolm X's inner circle and security team, leave the readers in shock and awe. In creating an autobiographical narrative that would have his book fly off of the shelves as well as elevate his status to national, if not world stage, Malcolm X intentionally fabricated, exaggerated, glossed over, and omitted vital facts about his life. One such fact omitted was his same-sex relationship with a white businessman. According to Perry, Malcolm's same-sex relationships date back to childhood, where he enjoyed being masturbated or fellated. In his 20s, Perry informs us Malcolm had a sustained sexual relationship with a transvestite named Willie Mae. And also, he had sex with gay men for money, boasting he serviced queers. Similarly, if we as African Americans use this era of Malcolm's life to dismiss that he engaged in same-sex relationships, many will miss the opportunity to purge ourselves of homophobic attitudes. When Malcolm came to Boston to live with his older half-sister, Roxbury's Ella Little Collins, he was 16, having dropped out of school at 15 with no job skills and looking for a route to acquire money. Malcolm peddled cocaine, broke into homes of Boston's well-to-do, gambled at big poker games, and serviced gay men for pay. While it can be argued that Malcolm's same-sex encounters were solely financially motivated, let us also not dismiss the only evidence we do have is the context in which he was.
It's a small portion of the book, but they contend that the focus of Malcolm's potential same-sex relationship, which constitutes really only about 3 sentences in a 592-page book.
And hardly constitutes a relationship, I would say. It's an incident which is actually described in the autobiography. It's ascribed to another person, but there is sufficient documentation that this actually happened to Malcolm when he was a young man in Boston. At loose ends and needing to make a living, and he was in the employ of a rich white man who asked him to perform, you can't even call them sexual favors. It was like spraying baby powder on him or something. And it was just something stunningly innocuous, with no evidence and no insinuation and no implication that there was ever any similar repetition or inclination or behavior. But that's the page 23 killer fact that people decided to wave around. It's a part of who Malcolm was, and it would have been wrong to exclude it from the record. At the same time, he also tries to tell the truth about Malcolm's marriage to Betty. The Nation of Islam was an awful place to be a woman. It was unfriendly to them. It kept them bound up and out of power. And Malcolm himself was gone for most of their marriage. They had money problems. They owned nothing when after their house was firebombed, right before Malcolm was assassinated. They literally had no place to live. So it's not surprising that they had a rocky relationship. And again, it would have been incorrect not to portray the marriage for what it was. And I think that's one of the things that has gotten the family upset, because they hold to this image of the two angels, our mother and our father. Well, nobody's an angel. So again,
I thought that was a fascinating piece of research, because there's a letter that he actually includes that Malcolm wrote in 1959 to Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam, and he said, talking about that he was having problems with his wife. She told him that he was not giving her any real satisfaction sexually, and it kind of blew me away, because that really has been a sanctified part of the legend.
Right, It has, but it makes sense. I mean, it completely makes sense when you look at the entire context of Malcolm's life, the actual chronology of where he was, when he was, how little time he spent with them, how much time she spent bearing children, the burden of these little girls growing up. It's consonant with his life, and that's why I believe it. And
Channing Tatum. When you first see this muscular guy, you don't imagine he could swing both ways. Yet, since Channing Tatum appeared on the big screen, there are a lot of rumors about his sexuality. What caused these rumors? Well, he did appear in a number of gay-themed movies, which actually made him more famous than he was before. But the truth is, he's been married to actress Jenna Dolan, and they have a little kid together. He once admitted he had a man crush on George Clooney, but can we say he is bisexual after this? After all, we all have crushes like this on famous stars. Rumor has it that he revealed that he had an attraction for men via Twitter after the movie 22 Jump Street. Well, if that's the case, then we can only congratulate him with this bold move.
Channing Tatum once said he would just lay there when having sex with ex Jenna Dewan. Channing Tatum and his ex-wife Jenna Dewan were one of Hollywood's favorite couples for a brief spell. The actors and accomplished dancers met on the set of a movie and eventually got married. However, while the couple eventually got a divorce, Tatum never shied away from sharing their most private details. Speaking about their sex life, he once credited Dewan's athleticism with keeping things fresh. According to IMDb, Tatum got his start as a dancer. He appeared in several music videos, like Ricky Martin's She Bangs, before trying his hand at acting.
Now, I'm not one for gossip. Actually, I am. But Channing Tatum just laying there while his wife Jenna has sex with him, basically waiting for it to be over, is not a sign necessarily of him being homosexual, but it is a sign that he's not sexually attracted to her. But it could detail a sign of homosexuality if a person is not interested in women. It could be he was just not interested in her. But with Channing taking on a lot of gay films and a lot of gay roles in these movies, I don't feel that that makes him gay, but he does get into character. I know there's a lot of buts. He gets deep into character. For example, when he's in the movie At the End of the World, or The End of the World, with Seth Rogen and other people, he plays a gimp. And with him playing this gimp, he is a gay gimp, if you will. And he is at, this person's beck and call. So with him being at this person's beck and call, he is nude within this movie. He displays himself in the doggy style position. And not only that, he is rubbing on the crotch of this male, his penis area. And I don't believe that that was part of the role. I think that he was just supposed to be a gimp. Rubbing on another man's genitalia and all of that, it just seems he was really comfortable playing this role, kind of like when Queen Latifah played Cleo and Set It Off. She was really comfortable. It spoke into her actual life, and it's kind of the same thing with Channing. Just saying. And there's more. Before the fame, Channing Tatum was a stripper. And while he was a stripper, it's rumored, because, strippers, escort, not all strippers, but some of them escort on the side, they prostitute. And he was allegedly doing that. He was allegedly a prostitute as a stripper. And there are stories out there that not only did he sleep with women, he also slept with men. He was a fluid, escort, if you will. I'll call him an escort. I'm not going to call him a prostitute, but he was a fluid escort to where he slept with both. And it was not a secret. He was very open about it. And there are a lot of men that recall, having him in their bed due to pay, if you will, gay for pay. Jaden Smith. Born in Malibu, California, Jaden Smith is known for his debut performance in The Pursuit of Happiness at the age of 8. The actor also won the hearts with The Karate Kid. His parents are the power couple Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. Ever since the acting debut, Jaden Smith has also made his name in the field of singing with his first album, Siri, in 2017. His performances in The Day the Earth Stood Still, The Karate Kid, and After Earth were also commendable. This is the reason Jaden is so loved and famous. With fame, one gets fans who keeps tabs on everything about the artist in their personal life. Jaden's dating life has always been in the limelight. In the past, Jaden has been linked to Odessa Adlin, Sarah Snyder, Kylie Jenner, Sophia Richie, and Madison Pettis. The singer was dating Odessa Adlin in 2019, but broke up with her pre-Coachella event. Last year, Jaden unexpectedly announced Tyler, the Creator, as his boyfriend on stage.
He's the best friend in the world and I love him so fucking much. And I want to tell you guys something. I want to tell you, Tyler doesn't want to say, but Tyler's my motherfucking boyfriend. And he's been my motherfucking boyfriend my whole fucking life. Tyler, the Creator, is my fucking boyfriend. It's true. Also the fire marshal said they're gonna shut us down. So if you could just step back a little bit, just so they don't shut us down or whatever. I don't know what that means, there's a lot of you. Tyler, the Creator, is my fucking boyfriend. Okay, if you take anything away from this fucking show, that's what you need to take.
Jaden is making his fans believe how committed he is to the singer. They have always been close ever since they met in their early teens. This announcement was quite upsetting to some female fans of the artist. They concluded the artist being bisexual, if not gay. Recently, when Tyler won a Grammy, Jaden tweeted proudly, "My boyfriend just won a Grammy." Now, some people take this as, Jaden was just joking, and Tyler, Creator, kind of put it in a joking manner too. Neither one of them really came forward as out together, it says we are boyfriends, we are dating. That's never happened. But the thing about it is that a lot of people also, there's speculation and rumor to the reason why Tyler, the Creator, did not want to claim Jaden out loud and proud within that moment is because, as you see, they've known each other for years, for a very long time. But here's the problem if they would have been dating while, Jaden was, a teenager, because Tyler, the Creator, is 7 years older than Jaden. So if Jaden and Tyler were hanging out when Jaden was 13, that means that Tyler was 20. If Jaden was 12, Tyler was 19. So when you're stating that this person that you have been hanging with for so long is now your boyfriend, people question, when did this start? So that's why a lot of people are stating that, on Reddit and other places, is that that's the reason Tyler, the Creator, did not want to claim the relationship with Jaden, because it looked suspect. It would make people think when did you guys actually start being sexually active with one another if, you were 13, when Jaden was 13, when you met him and you were 20, or Jaden was 12 and you were 19, when did this start? So, so shout out to the both of them. And once again, I will keep you guys updated with anything I hear about this. On to the next person, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber says Jaden Smith is his boyfriend. Justin Bieber has been flirting with Jaden Smith on Instagram and has even claimed that the U.S. actor and singer is his boyfriend. Justin Bieber commented on a recent Instagram post by Smith, which was captioned, "Pan my vocals," and featured him singing into a microphone. "Thought I was your boyfriend," Justin Bieber wrote. Smith, son of Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, later responded, "You know that you are." Justin Bieber tells Jaden Smith, "I thought you were my boyfriend." Fans responded with glee and heartbreak to Bieber's post. One said, @Bieber, no, you're my boyfriend. A second wrote, "Clearly the best couple." And one person wrote, @Justin Bieber, I knew you were bisexual. Jaden Smith says Justin Bieber knows he is my boyfriend. It comes after Smith recently referred to rapper Tyler, the Creator, as his boyfriend. The 20-year-old Karate Kid star made the comments on November 12th while appearing on stage at the Flog Gnaw Carnival Music Festival in Los Angeles, which is run by Tyler, the Creator. Smith told the crowd, "I want to let you know, Tyler doesn't want me to say, but Tyler's my MFing boyfriend, and he's been my MFing boyfriend my whole effing life." He added, "Tyler Creator is my MFing boyfriend. It's true." After the concert, Jaden posted on Twitter, "Yep, @Tyler Creator, I told everyone, you can't deny it now." Willow Smith. Willow Smith comes out as bisexual to her mother and says she wants to be a throuple. Willow Smith has come out as bisexual. The American performer, who is the daughter of Will and Jada Pinkett, told the mother and her grandmother, Adrienne, about her sexuality for the first time during a recent episode of Table Talk. The Facebook series focuses on all three generations of their family as they discuss taboo subjects such as porn and infidelity. With the most recent installment focusing on an unconventional relationships, Willow admitted that she has become more interested in polyamory. Before explaining the meaning of the term to her mother and grandmother, she then said that her ideal relationship would be with both a man and a woman. Willow's quote, "Personally, male and female, that's all I need." Jada's quote, "Well, I think my stomach just jumped. Listen, you know me, Willow, whatever makes you happy." Willow added, "I love men and women equally. And so I would definitely want a man and one woman. I feel like I could be polyamorous with those two people. I'm not the kind of person that is constantly looking for new sexual experiences." Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine exposed for gay porn movie. Trippie Redd has been hinting all week that Tekashi 6ix9ine played in a gay porn movie. After the beef between Trippie Redd and Tekashi 6ix9ine, with Trippie claiming the rainbow-colored MC had him jumped in New York City last week, rumors spread on the web after the 1400 rapper shamed the New York rapper for being in a gay porn. Screenshots of the blue-haired rapper emerged everywhere on social media. With no more information than the Macho F tag on the actual picture, it didn't take long to legit check the screenshot. MachoF.com is a gay-oriented platform, and running through the 45 pages website, we stumbled upon a 2014 porn scene featuring Mr. Buck smashing what is described to be Apache Blue, the first Native American we did a video with. A small thumbnail with that could be the rapper getting doggy-styled by some random guy. It's always funny to realize that such raw characters with this level of violence in their music can be exposed as making passive cameo appearances as a gay actor. This is the first time that a popular rapper gets caught red-handed with proofs to back it up. In the soon-to-be-released interview with the DJ Academics, the New York rapper denies having a gay sex tape and saw it in Instagram comments, someone pointing out that the actual footage was from a famous porn actor, Apache Blue, which is nowhere to be found. However, we reached out to Mr. Buck, who is smashing the rapper, and we are waiting for his return. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this, I thought it was a lie. I just thought it was a rumor. People trying to associate Tekashi 69 with Apache Blue, this gay porn actor. It's because they favor. So just because they favor does not mean that that is Tekashi. And it throws you off because Tekashi has so many tattoos all over his face and body. And this actor, Apache Blue, has really none. You know, there's no tattoos, you know, really with this person. So I'm thinking like, yeah, no, that's not him. So being nosy, I went and did some research and looked into pictures that Tekashi 69 posted as, you know, he was a kid and as a teenager. And from those pictures, from what I gather, this Apache Blue person is identical to Tekashi 69. So in my personal belief, I do believe that this is Tekashi 69. So with all of that being said, Tekashi, you cannot deny this. This is you in this video, and you have done a gay film. You know, you were a gay porn star. A lot of actors and, you know, celebrities, artists, whether you're in music or not, they have a past before they become a celebrity. There's a lot of people that have done all types of porn, whether it's just them touching themselves or them engaging with somebody else before becoming, you know, a star. So once again, Tekashi, from what I gather, you are Apache Blue and you did a gay porn film, which would make Tekashi 69 as well bisexual. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next one, I love you. Thank you so much for all of your support. Like and subscribe. Make sure you comment, and I'll see you the next go around. Bye.
Got me